Coming up on This Week in Procurement, top 5 contracts that stood out this week, and we'll do a little bit of a deep dive as to why most businesses don't lose in government contracting, and it's because they aren't qualified, it's because they chase the wrong contracts. Welcome to This Week in Procurement, your weekly outlook on government contracting trends and opportunities. I'm Abby with A&L Business Solutions. Let's get into the top 5 opportunities that stood out this week. First up, we have a project management service contract that's out of the state of Illinois. Now, this is a very comprehensive project, so make sure you listen in. They are looking for on-call project management where the project manager is expected to produce quality-based labor and material estimates. They're looking for you to develop phasing plans, site logistics plans, and operational impact plans. They also want you to identify subcontractors and clearly define their roles. And the great thing about this contract is that it's a 4-year contract, which signals long-term execution. Next, we have a Telemedicine Kiosk Supply contract that is out of the state of Nevada. Now, this is just not a contract where they're just looking for you to supply the actual kiosk, but there are software that they're looking to have on the kiosk that includes routine exams, intake assessments, as well as remote consultation. So they also want the ability to be able to document their findings, and also they want you to make sure that there's some risk mitigation tied into the kiosk. So again, this is just not equipment delivery, but this is really a good fit for vendors who understand health tech, compliance, and documentation. Next, we have a men and boys programming consultation contract that's out of the state of New York with a $300,000 budget. Yes, a $300,000 budget. This is a community-based contract where they're looking to integrate mentorship, social well-being, positive masculinity, and a few other key things to help in this program. Now, the scope would also include you also doing research, partner identification, outreach, as well as curriculum development and workshop development. So if you are a consultant, if you are a nonprofit organization, if you are a curriculum designer, if you are a part of a program implementation team, this is an awesome contract with a pretty nice budget that you may want to pay attention to. Next, we have a professional design and engineering service contract out of the state of Illinois. And this is for public spaces and corridor improvements. So this looks like streetscapes, updates on pedestrian safety, trails, riverfronts, plazas, sustainable infrastructure, lighting, and placemaking. So if you are in that industry that likes to, or that has the capacity to make master plans or full plans with specific specs and estimates development, this is an awesome contract for you. Now, before we get into our last contract of our top 5 contracts of the week, I want to make sure you save this video so you know where to come back to get your information, okay? Our last contract is a career and college readiness portfolio software contract. Say that 3 times. Now, this opportunity, they're evaluating workflow fit, ease of use, role-based customization, and how well it integrates through connectors, cloud tools, API, or framework. They also care about mobile and accessibility, whether it's truly optimized or just available. So if you're an EdTech vendor or an implementation partner, this is about product maturity and integration strength. Now, for my small business owners, I want you guys to listen up. Small agencies often buy via quote rather than bid for anything that's under $25,000. So keep your price list ready and keep your product list updated. Now, let's take a look at the big map. From January 16th to the 22nd, there were 11,713 new procurement opportunities that were released nationwide. What's showing up consistently amongst the U.S., again, is modernizing their systems, tightening controls, and protecting daily operations. Now, also another thing that's also starting to come on the rise, technology buys. They are clustering around renewals, implementation support, as well as cybersecurity subscriptions. So if that is your lane, you definitely want to tap into your local agencies because they are definitely looking for these services. Facilities and operational services are continuing to repeat because public buildings still need reliable maintenance and reoccurring support regardless of the economy. So those contracts are always around. On the East Coast, the state of Massachusetts shows steady activity tied to IT refresh as well as civic support services. The state of New York continues to thrive as they seek out cybersecurity renewals and compliance for heavy work. The state of Maryland also continues to trend towards modernization and public safety tech support. Now in the South, the state of Texas is always active, very active, and they are looking for planning, operation, and IT modernization. There goes that word again. The state of Florida is trending towards logistics, recovery support, and citizen-facing services. And along the Southeast coast, the state of North Carolina, they're looking for a lot of website modernization, ADA planning, and compensation studies. As we head over into the Midwest, Ohio blends security compliance with operational upgrades. Illinois continues to show infrastructure access and public-facing improvements. Missouri points towards modernization through network equipment and records work. And as we head all the way over to the West Coast, California continues to stay heavy on security, IT, planning, and facility modernization, along with ongoing operations spend. In Colorado, they show an interest in construction, audits, consulting, and hardware buys. And the state of Washington is continuing to trend towards long-term planning and administrative operations. So industries that should stay on top of procurement on the West Coast right now: IT modernization, cybersecurity, compliance, audit support, facility and operations, planning and engineering, as well as education and healthcare service delivery. Those are some really key industries that kind of peaked up really high this week. Now it's time for Dear Abby. And here's today's question. Is it better to target one large state agency or 10 small municipal departments? That is a phenomenal question. So here's the truth. It really just depends on what you need right now, whether it's speed, stability, or you're trying to scale. If you are newer and are rebuilding your organization, smaller agencies can be a faster path for you to win because buying can be a move that is quicker and less competition can be in the race in those agencies. Now, those wins become proof that you can leverage and use in your portfolio. Large state agencies can bring bigger ceilings and longer relationships, but they often require more documentation, more compliance, and longer timelines. But it's absolutely not impossible. So here's your filter. Choose one lane, then choose the type of buyer that matches your capacity. If you have the team and the systems for longer cycles, I would suggest going after state agencies, right? But if you need momentum, you need proof of concept, if you need just proof in general, stack your smaller wins. Either way, you don't have a way to lose. If you want help choosing what lane to choose and what you should be pursuing next, make sure you take our government contracting readiness assessment. It'll tell you exactly where you need to tighten up. And if you want weekly structure with opportunity drops and guided execution, join us inside the Contract Vault. That's it for this week in procurement. Remember, opportunities are everywhere. I'm Abby Souffrant, and I'll see you next week.